thank you for coming on time. Thank you for coming. I know there's quite a few people who I think are coming, but maybe they're just late, so they can do the walk.
That's it. They're calling. They're on their way.
I will not warn them about the coach.
Sit there. Looks like the principal's office. Well, you know, it's a really exciting morning for me. A couple of years ago, Reverend Bob and I said, let's do a new performance center. Let's help revive performing arts in the community. Let's get people downtown doing this. And so we developed the Knox Performance Centre. And the second part of that plan, of course, was to create a new live event performing arts series. And that's what we're here to talk about today. And thank you so much for coming. It's a beautiful, warm day here on the traditional unceded territory of the Clayton-Tenay First Nations, to whom we're very grateful to have these opportunities on this wonderful, wonderful land. Thank you for everyone coming out. I want to acknowledge Mayor Simon Yu, thank you for coming. Councillor Trudy Klassen. Sorry about that. Great to be here. Our media support, thank you for coming, and our media sponsors from Pattison and the Prince George Citizen. So many of our funders and partners are here. It's just a great, great opportunity. We have representatives from MLA Shirley Bond's office. Hi Dorothy, nice to see you. I'm going to have these two wonderful people do the presentation. I'd like to introduce Shelby Richardson, who many of you know, but she is the new Performing Arts Program Manager here at the CAC, and she has been instrumental in starting to put together our new Performing Arts series, and of course Reverend Bob Fillier from Trinity United Church, our partner on all of this. They're going to make the announcement of what I think is going to be something really exciting, something for everyone. We're putting Prince George back on the touring map. We're back on the touring route. We've been off that route for probably 20 years. We've been hearing from performing artists and performing groups. We want to come to Prince George. We want to perform in Prince George. We haven't been invited to come to Prince George. Why aren't we coming to Prince George? Well, they're coming back and they're excited to do it. So thank you very much, and I'm going to turn it over. Enjoy.
Enjoy. So yeah, I'll expand a little bit on what Ellie said. Again, welcome. Thanks for coming. This is joked a little bit beforehand. Done a little terrifying. This is a lot terrifying to realize that we're actually to this point. When I think where we started a little over a year ago, to be here now and saying we're ready to announce a series is nothing short of a minor miracle in lots of ways. And it's in part because of a lot of people in this room, or the people that you're connected to in this room that have been able to make this happen. So as Ellie said, getting us back on the touring map, being able to say to folks who are calling and saying, hey, we want to come to Prince George, we need a venue, do you have a venue? And the answer instead of no has now become yes. And it also means we're bringing more events, more traffic, more energy downtown, and many of you know that I'm a pretty passionate person about revitalizing and building up our downtown. I think that is one of the signs of a vibrant and resilient community is its downtown. So to be part of bringing that kind of energy downtown is a true blessing for us, and an extension of how Trinity United sees itself in the wider Prince George community as a whole. But that's not what you're here to find out about. We've got what I think is a truly eclectic season plan. If you can't find something here where you go, oh, I need to go home today and make sure I get tickets for that, then there's something wrong. Because I really believe there's something here for everybody, if not many things here, for many folks. You might want to buy more than one or two or a dozen tickets. You might want to buy even more than that. But to take you through all that kind of stuff, I'll turn it over to Shelby, who I am thrilled that we have as part of this partnership.
Oh, thanks.
Nice to meet all of you, and for those of you I've met before, nice to see you again. I'm thrilled to be here with the Prince George Community Arts Council and Trinity United on this project. Prince George has been a major stop on Western Canada's touring route, and we are just so excited to have an opportunity for artists to come to our community and present their work. And just be a part of a thriving community here in Prince George is really important to us. It's also an opportunity for us to activate some venues in Prince George that, you know, maybe haven't seen as much activity over the last few years, and just revitalize those places and activate new spaces as well, and just bring performing arts, you know, alive in our community. So we have a really wonderful lineup. It's very diverse. It spans across many genres. There we go. And we first want to just talk a little bit about the two venues we're going to be using. So we will be really activating the Knox Performance Centre as a multidisciplinary performance space. Reverend Bob will talk a little bit about where Knox is at now. And of course, we will be hosting two of our performances at the Prince George Playhouse as well. And we'll talk about those in a little bit.
So we want to do a couple of different things with the Knox Performance Centre. So one is be a venue that attracts outside acts into Prince George, promoting those and bringing those in, expanding on some of the work that's already been done by a number of great groups. I'll give a shout out to Cold Snap for all kinds of reasons. As an example of an organization within the city that's been bringing acts in for 20 years, right? And what we're trying to do is give a venue that can make that even easier for folks to be able to do. The other piece we want to do is also provide a professional level venue for folks within Prince George, so that they can present their art to us as well, and we can all come and enjoy it. So there's kind of that balancing act between the two. So you'll see a lot of local groups using the space and putting on their own shows, and then you'll see others where the CAC and Trinity are partnering to present artists and different kinds of genres in the same space. So a lot of work going into trying to figure out how to create a space that is multi-genre friendly, where you don't have to bring in a pile of equipment, but knowing that depending on your genre, you probably do need extra equipment. It is the craziest kind of project I have ever undertaken. But so we did things like expand the stage, create a flexible seating space, add chairs instead of pews. We're now up to 20 lighting elements, add a new state-of-the-art sound system that was designed by London Martin in England. So it's finally fully installed. All those kinds of things that you need as great infrastructure, regardless of your genre, to be able to kind of move in and be able to put on a great show that folks are going to enjoy coming to. And I'm a little selfish as a bit of a performing artist, that artists are going to enjoy performing in. I think, and this is, I will give a shout out to Sue Judge, because I'm going to borrow one of her lines. If artists enjoy performing in the space, then the likelihood of audiences enjoying the performance goes up about 1,000%. I'm paraphrasing what Sue says much better, but that's the gist of it. And so there is a bit of an edge towards, you know, what would artists want to have? And the rest of us, we'll look after them too. But the artists, in my book, come first. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a really great point. You know, as a performing artist as well, we're looking for spaces that we can activate in our community. We're really excited to be having two touring dance works come to Prince George. We have Josh Beamish, who is a company, coming in January, and he will be performing at the Prince George Playhouse. And we also have Ballet Kelowna coming back to Prince George in April for a 3-bill work, and that will also be at the Prince George Playhouse. And we're just excited to reactivate that venue and have some really, really powerful works presented in that space. So we're gonna go through our little lineup here, which we're pretty excited about. Starting October 1st, we will start with Coup de Pura, and that will be at Knox. October is a crazy, crazy month for us. There is so much happening at the Knox Centre. It's gonna be amazing. So we got Coup de Piro on the 1st, we have Joelle Triana Flamenco and Navaz. And on the 13th, Pier 21 Musical Theater. We're gonna go through each of these acts a little bit more so you'll get a deeper understanding of what they all are. We've got Middle Ranged coming up on October 20th. December 1st, Land's End Ensemble. We have Josh again, like I said, coming January 13th. Jonathan Crow is coming back on February 13th. Ballet Kelowna on April 5th. And then we have a very special presentation we'll talk a little bit more about by Danny Bell at the end of May. So Coup de Piro is our first act coming up on October 1st. This opening the series, we're really excited about this because it's a really wonderful, culturally infused program that celebrates world music. It's very high energy. Coup de Piro comes to us from East Vancouver. It's Zimbabwean, marimba, Afro-Cuban, West African. It's everything, and it's just amazing. It's going to be a great opportunity to get you up and dancing for all ages. They've been around since 2005, playing a fusion of world music, and it just creates so much energy, and it's a lot of fun. So it's a really wonderful way to open up our program series and get people like actually up and moving in the space.
And a percussionist stream.
I'm not here.
Oh man, sorry. But it really is. And something very different, at least from the kinds of acts that I've seen during my time in Prince George, that this is something quite different and unique, which is another kind of programming counterpoint that we're trying to balance out as well. Finding different things to bring to Prince George as well as some familiar stuff. But Coup de Piro, can't wait.
Yeah, really, really amazing. Check out some of we'll have some more of their videos online too, along with our trailer. And you can just check that out. It's gonna be really wonderful. That same week, we have Joelle Triana Flamenco coming, who I'm very, very excited about. She comes to us from Vancouver, and she's bringing her full band with her. It's a full hour of flamenco music and dance. It includes 3 solos from a series she did called Arboles, and it revolves around the concept of memories. In her performance, she uses the metaphor of trees to represent how we must honor our roots and gather our strength from our past to reach new heights. And yeah, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful performance. She's going to be doing a workshop as well, a flamenco workshop, which will be really fun, I think, for lots of people in the community. Yeah? And she's bringing a singer, guitar player, and a percussionist with her on that performance, which will be really wonderful. That show is a mixed bill with local group Navaz. I know some of you have heard of Navaz before, but it's a group with Netta and Eric Tompkins. They are Persian, jazz, Latin, blues, fusion music. So they'll really complement the flamenco work, and we're really, really excited about having that and bringing a little bit of flamenco back to this community. I think a long time ago there was a real wonderful flamenco scene, and now we're bringing that back and getting people re-engaged in that art form. Then, on October 13th,
We shift gears.
yeah, we totally shift gears. And we have a wonderful piece from the Canadiana Musical Theatre Company, and it's Pier 21. It's a way to connect with Canada's immigration history in a gateway that inspired the production for Pier 21, the musical. Refugees and immigrants flee from Europe as war breaks out in 1939 after 500,000 soldiers depart from Pier 21 to fight in the Second World War. War brides and a new generation of immigrants arrive to take their first steps on Canadian soil through the pier. This is site-specific theater at its best. Pier 21, it's a musical, it has Celtic and swing. It's packed with powerful vignettes and characters, and the show will take place on October 13th at the Knox Performance Centre.
And while you see a picture there with 3 actors, that's true. But if I remember right, together they play over 21 different characters in the production,
Yeah.
as well as play a whole bunch of instruments and sing and kind of invite kind of participation along with that. And there's a unique Ukrainian tie-in as well, with the highlight of folks fleeing from the Ukraine and arriving at Pier 21. So a piece that seems to be timeless in the notion of the Ukraine is still a piece that we're talking about regularly in our lives.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful gateway into thinking about Remembrance Day and how we engage past and present in that context as well. Then, changing again.
Change gears.
The next week we have Middle Rage. We're really excited about it. It is a hilarious sketch show exploring that time of life when you're running out of time. But it's about couples dealing with the madness of child rearing, empty nests, aging parents, financial stresses, and even trying Outlander role play to spice it. The song parodies and sketches were done by Jerry Hall from This Hour Has 22 Minutes and Gary Pearson from Mad TV, and the music is by Jeff Rosenhall.
So, like Shelby said, if you're closer to my age and you've realized, middle age isn't everything that everybody told you it was gonna be, and you might be experiencing some middle rage at the fact that everybody seemed to not tell you the truth, like your body starts to fall apart somewhere between 40 and 45, and they told you, oh no, that doesn't happen until 70. So wrong. This kind of is a night of laughs and fun, and that's really what it's meant to be as part of our mix, to just try things out differently and shift gears around. But
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I mean, this hour is 22 minutes. Come on.
It's going to be a great show. And then we kind of skip over to December, and we have Lands End Ensemble here from Calgary. I'm just going to open, we're going to have a little video here that we played for you. I'm just going to read the time text on the screen here. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is Reverend Bob told me to get a longer cord. He was right. All right.
That's on film, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is. All right. Here they are. So, Lands Ensemble is this really wonderful group from Calgary, Juno-nominated artists. They play a mix of contemporary 20th and 21st century Canadian composers. We're just gonna open this back up here. Oh, sorry about this, everybody. My technical difficulties that I rehearsed 25 times are not happening. There we go. So the group includes Maria Vandersloot, she's on violin, Beth Root Zandvoss on cello, and Suzanne Rupert-Gordon on piano. The Lands End Ensemble is dedicated to introducing new audience to Canadian composers and really performing landmark chamber works from the 20th and 21st century. So the program on December 1st, it includes works from Canadian composers Michael Vandersloot, Kristen Flores, Dennis Nasser, as well as international composers Mary, I'm going to decimate this name. Do you want to try it?
I'm not sure where you are. No, I don't want to try that.
And Selena Fisher and Rena Ismail. So we have a really short excerpt here. This is from their performance at the University of Calgary Rosa Centre. They're just a wonderful group. We're really excited to kind of have this contemporary classical flavor in the series. It's a lovely segue into December and the Christmas season. Yeah, and it just gives us something different in classical music we haven't seen a lot of.
Especially in the venue of the Knox Performance Centre, just the natural acoustics of that space for chamber music is phenomenal. Even something Angela Hewitt commented on when she was here. What feels like ages ago now, but wasn't really that all that long ago.
5 words you pronounce
Okay. I'll turn this off. This is what Ellie was afraid of. No YouTubes. All right. So we'll go back into our series here. Let's see. There we go. Our next performance will be on January 13th, and it is with Josh Beamish from Vancouver. Well, not just from Vancouver. He is actually a resident choreographer with the New York Ballet as well. He is known for his work all over the world. I'm having difficulties. I'll do PowerPoint next time, Ellie. You're right. But he will be doing a mixed bill performance featuring work by himself as well as world-renowned choreographers. Hold on, let me get this open for you. I get to the dance part, that's where you... Here we go. All right. We won't switch between the YouTubes after this, I think. There we go. All right.
December the 1st.
So, this collection of works features two of Josh's own creations, Lost Touch, which is a solo dance by Renee Seguin from Kid Pivot, which is probably one of Canada's most well-known contemporary dance practitioners and choreographers, Crystal Pite, as well as a duet performed by Beamish and Seguin. It also features choreography, Redemption, and the internationally renowned Belgian-Colombian choreographer Annabella Lopez, and a Blaze amongst the fragments, and this is by Kristen Wickland of Ballet BC. We are really excited to have Josh back in Prince George. He came here as a kid. He was competing in the local dance festival. He has adjudicated that dance festival, and his work has been presented all over the world. It is a very, very exciting opportunity to have him here in Prince George performing. He's a very sought-after artist. And that brings us to another wonderful, Prince George-born composer and musician, Jonathan Crowe, who will be here on February 13th with his pianist Phil Chu. We're so excited to have Jonathan Crowe back. He is the acclaimed Toronto and Symphony Orchestra concertmaster. He will be performing at Knox Performance Centre. He's a native of Prince George. He earned his Bachelor of Music degree in honors from McGill University in 1998. And that's the time when he joined the Orchestra Symphonique de Montreal as the Associate Principal Second Violin. Between 2002 and 2006, Jonathan was the concertmaster of the OSM. During this time, he was the youngest concertmaster of any major North American orchestra. We're really excited to have Jonathan back here in Prince George performing. He is doing a tour of Western Canada and going up north right after that. So it's finally an opportunity for us to catch some of that touring here in Prince George that we've been talking about. It's a really important place for us to be on the touring circuit and to be a part of those conversations that are happening nationally. Our last act of the season is Ballet Kelowna coming to Prince George. This is the first time I think we've had ballet come to Prince George since about 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably is about that long that it's been since a ballet company has come here, and even longer since we've had a ballet company at the Playhouse. This is a really important group of works from Ballet Kelowna. It includes a piece called Takesh, which was choreographed by Carmen Fraser-Monroe. He is the resident Indigenous choreographer at Ballet Kelowna. Let's see here. So Takesh and the other works within this program, and Takesh means to return to something. It belongs to the language of Hamulko, Kalus, Comox, and the Tla'amin nations, and it's created again by visionary choreographer Cameron Fraser-Monroe. He brings his classical ballet training and his knowledge of traditional Coast Salish culture into the piece. It's a really wonderful opportunity to engage with a contemporary notion of ballet that embraces Indigenous values, embraces an Indigenous context into the work. We will watch a really short excerpt here in a moment of that piece. But the mixed bill also includes a really rounded out program. It includes some choreography from the National Ballet of Canada's choreographic associate director, William Cote, with a rendition of Bolero, which is a really beautiful piece. As well, it brings strength and fragility to a fascinating interpretation of the beloved Bolero by Maurice Ravel, one of music's most famous and identifiable melodies. We're just going to watch an excerpt here. I promise this will work this time. From Takesh, just so you can get a sense of what this piece is going to be about. I just need to make sure I can actually get to the program this time. There we go. Yeah, so we have one more piece we're going to talk about from the season here.
So as I mentioned, it's not just about bringing people into Prince George, it's also about raising people up in Prince George. And so one of our goals every season is to have at least one or two series that are about local artists. And so this year, we're going to start that off with Danny Bell. And he's going to put together a weekend performance series for us and kind of really promote that local artistic content, right? Folks needing a great venue where they can come share their craft with us, where they can even hone their craft even further, but to acknowledge what I think is an incredible artistic scene in North Central BC, and that is what we already have here in Prince George, that there's an awful lot of talent already here. We don't always have to bring it in from outside. And so that's part of our goal as well as we put this season together, was how do we lift up as well as bring in. And so part of that will be Danny, and that'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, and it's a really important opportunity for local artists as well to network during the entirety of the program series, so that we have this kind of international and national network of artists coming through Prince George and connecting with local artists as well to elevate their practice and bring them into that conversation of the larger touring agenda for BC and Canada as well. So we're going to take you quickly through how to get tickets, because that's really important.
Very important.
As well. So, and you're going to have to, we'll do this by first going to the Knox Centre site, but I'm going to be looking backwards, so we'll see how well this works. Let's go here to our Knox page.
So while Shelby's getting us there on the screen, it's knoxcentre.ca. It went live this morning, along with our partnership with ticketsnorth.ca. So one of the things we wanted to make sure is that we had an in-person box office and we had a first-class digital box office. The best way for us, at least this season, to do that was in a partnership with Tickets North to host all of those pieces for us. So on the website, you'll see kind of a little synopsis of the whole season. You can click on more info, which will bring up more information about each one. Sometimes there's a lot more information, just to be clear. And then and then there's always get tickets. And if you click on that, you'll quickly be whisked off to the Tickets North website where you can purchase your tickets. The other thing we've done for this season is said, well, what if you want to go to 4 shows? Well, we made that really easy for you. You can purchase bundles and you get a discount for doing that. And then what we're hoping most of you are going to do is go, these are all fabulous. I want to purchase an 8-show bundle and go to all of them. And we give you a bigger discount if you do that. But you can do that on there as well. So I know it sounds like it's really, really far away, but if you did like an 8-show pass, then you know there's birthdays and anniversaries, and don't shoot me for saying it, Christmas isn't that far away. I know it doesn't feel like it today, but it's just around the corner. Christmas is coming. Anyway, try to make it as easy as possible for you to get tickets so that you can come and enjoy all of these amazing artists, whether you want to do that through an in-person box office or you want to do it through a digital box office. One way or the other, we've got you covered.
Yeah, and you can always visit as well the CN Centre to their in-house box office there. The 4 pass series tickets have to be purchased over the phone or at the CN Centre box office. The 8 pass tickets, however, can be purchased online as well. And all the information is on there that you need. Feel free to contact us either at the Knox Centre or the CAC if you have more questions about the program. We're very happy to talk about the artists and the venues as well, where those are taking place. And we're just really excited to have this series and be presenting it locally to all of you and to our community.
And if you have an interest in the venue itself, there's a way to get a hold of us through the website. You can also just email events@knoxcenter.ca. That'll get you in contact with us. And the next step, by the first part of September, you'll also see a calendar on there. That's not just the events and the shows that we're promoting and doing jointly between the CAC and Trinity, but what the community is presenting themselves at the Knox Centre. You'll be able to see all of that content as well. It's going to be a very, very busy 12 months. Very busy.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome for you. It's a bit of a nightmare for us, but it's awesome for everybody else who gets to come and enjoy it.
Yeah.
There will be lots of opportunities.
It has been a really wonderful opportunity, even how quickly we were able to put this together. It is a real testament to how interested artists are in coming to Prince George to be able to put this season in and put it together so quickly. I was really impressed with the agents and the artists who just were willing to make it happen no matter what, because for so long they have wanted to present and be in Prince George and have their works, available to the community here. So we're really just so happy that it was all able to come together so quickly, literally in 2 months, which is crazy to put together a season in 2 months, but we did it. And it's just going to be wonderful, and we're so happy that you'll all be able to have, be a part of it.
I know you got press release kits.
Yep.
There are posters here if you want to help us out by snagging a couple and putting them up around town. That would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I think that's it. And if you have any questions, we're happy to talk about the season.
Find one.
There's some really great, the QR codes are on there to take you right to the Knox Centre for tickets. I think that's everything. Thank you so much.